Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks, and when she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. That's not entirely accurate, but I saw it when I was researching this story and I thought I'd just throw it in there. Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you love true crime like me, you probably have heard of the Lizzie Borden case. If not, buckle in, sweet cakes, because it's about to get crazy. Lizzie Borden, also known as Lizbeth Borden, was born on June 19th, 1860. She lived in Fall River, Massachusetts with her dad, Andrew Jackson Borden, and her mom, Sarah Anthony Borden, along with her sister, Emma Borden. She also had another sister, Alice Esther Borden, but she died and she wasn't in this story. Lizzie's mother died when she was just 2. Sarah was also very young. She was 39 when she died, so that was kind of tragic. Andrew, Lizzie's dad, came from humble beginnings. He was not rich, but he did make a fortune for himself. He started off by manufacturing furniture and caskets, and then he moved into property development where he made good money. His net worth was $300,000 at the time, and in today's money it would be like 10 million US. That's a good amount of money. But this man was frugal. He did not like to spend money at all. Lizzie and Emma did not like that. They hated that. They hated him for that. Remember, it was in the 1800s, so indoor plumbing is not like today, but it was getting common and he could afford it. But they did not have indoor plumbing. Emma and Lizzie did not like to stay with him. They had cousins in a place called The Hill. That's the posh place where everybody, of stature would go. So they would rarely stay at Andrew's house because they didn't like the mean thing. What do I say?
Mean man, where's down one? I didn't kind of want to get one. Anyways, back to the story.
So Lizzie was very religious. She went to the Central Congregational Church. She taught Sunday school. She was a part of the Christian Endeavor Society. She was very, very active in church. So this part kind of puzzled me because Lizzie was a known kleptomaniac. If you don't know what that means, she liked to take things that is not hers. She finger-fearing. She tough. But her dad would tell like the storekeepers and stuff to just let her take what she's taking and he'll pay. So just put it on his tab and he would do that. So, it was kind of fun for them. They would make money and stuff. So they didn't really bother her with that. But like, for somebody who is like an avid Christian, that's kind of weird, don't you think? Andrew got married around 3 years after Sarah died. He got married to Abby Durfee Gray. Lizzie did not like this lady. She thought that Abby was all about Andrew's money. She didn't really love him. She hated this woman. Like them evil stepmother. But I mean, you're 32-year-old. Why you really care about who your father married, or why do you even care? You're not young. It's not impactful at this point. Or am I wrong? But anyways, she did not like this lady. There was always tension in the house because Andrew would give Abby's side of the family money, estate, and stuff, and Lizzie and her sister never liked that, because if them have to live in a one house that does not even have indoor plumbing, why are you giving your wife's people so much money? But why do you care? You're 32, go find a husband. And this kind of contradicts everything, because I thought he was mean. I thought he was frugal, but he's giving his woman stuff and his woman's family stuff, so that part doesn't really add up. But anyways, there was heavy tension because of all of that. A couple months leading up to the murders, Andrew killed some pigeons in the barn with a hatchet. Remember that. We're getting there. Lizzie hated this. Andrew killed the pigeons because he thought that it was luring children to come to the barn and, You know, he didn't want a lot of people in his yard and all of that. So he killed the pigeons to stop the children from coming in the yard. Lizzie and him had a huge falling out. Things were just not going well in the Borden house. Several days leading up to the murders, everyone in the house got violently ill because they were using mutton that had gone bad. But they kept using it. They kept using it. Told you this man was frugal, but anyways, they kept using it. Everyone got sick. The day before the murder, John Morse, which was Lizzie's uncle from his mother's side, came to visit them. The morning of Thursday, August 4th, 1862, the entire family got up and they decided to have their rotten mutton for breakfast. Bruh. And then everybody went about their regular day. The uncle who was there, John Morse, he left around 8:48 to go and buy a pair of oxen. Andrew Borden left for his normal morning walk around 9 a.m. And Bridget Sullivan, that's the maid, she went about her business, cleaned some windows and everything. I don't know what Lizzie really did that morning. So for some reason, Abby decided to go upstairs and make the beds. Usually, Lizzie and Emma makes the beds. So it's unclear why Abby did it that morning, but she went upstairs to do it. And she was hit across her head with a hatchet. And then when she fell to the ground, she was hit 17 more times directly to the back of her head, of course, killing her. According to evidence, they said that she was facing her attacker when she got hit the first time. When Andrew returned to the house off of his walk around 10:30 a.m., he tried his key in the door and it wouldn't work. So he had to knock, and then Sullivan, the maid, came down, opened it. He came inside, took a seat. Sullivan helped him take off his boots and stuff, and he decided that he was going to rest on the couch. He asked Lizzie where Abby was, and Lizzie told him that Abby was summoned to go and visit a sick friend. Sullivan was in her room when she heard Lizzie yell, "Come quick, someone has killed father." That's kind of weird. A weird way to, alert to your father's murder. But anyways, Andrew was slumped in the downstairs couch. He was struck 10 to 11 times with a hatchet-like weapon. One of his eyes were split clear in two, and based on investigation, he had died around 11 a.m. and he was still asleep when he was murdered. The police came and they were in shock at how violent these murders were. I mean, this was a little community. I guess probably nothing like this ever happened. A place where nothing ever happens. So this was a big thing. Lizzie was questioned by the police. Unsurprisingly, they did not like her. She seemed way too calm and poised for, something of this magnitude that just happened to her. She was, kind of like cold and distant, and I guess they just didn't like that. Also, her alibis kept changing. 1 minute, she would say she was not in the house, and the next minute, she would say she was in a room and she didn't hear anything. So, it just happened. This is the same day. How is it that you don't remember where you were? Like, that's kind of odd, don't you think? Lizzie's clothes was not checked for blood spatter, or was her room checked thoroughly. The officers found 2 hatchets, 2 axes, and a hatchet with a broken handle in the basement. They did not take any of this as evidence that same day. So the officers just did not like Lizzie's demeanor. She was giving major psycho vibe. Her whole entire demeanor was off-putting. Locals also reported that they suspected her of buying hydrocyanic acid. Remember, her family was violently ill leading up to the murder, so it's possible that she tried to poison them and then was like, fuck it, I'll just kill them. Like, I'll just, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, she denied that she bought anything. She said she just was looking because she wanted something to clean her furs. Hydrocyanic acid does not have any antiseptic properties. The day after the murders, which was August 5th, they did another search of the girls' room and checked their clothes and everything. And they finally took the broken head hatchet. They also told Lizzie that she was suspected of murder on this day. Now, Lizzie, being the very smart girl that she is, destroyed one of her dresses. When she was asked about it, she said it had paint on it, so she tore it up. Like, this is the day after your dad died. Like, girl, you're worried about paint on a dress? You don't think that looked suspicious? Lizzie, be for real. There was an inquest hearing, and Lizzie had her lawyers and everything, and you know, the prosecutor was pretty aggressive. They did not play with Lizzie. And on August 11th, they got a warrant for her arrest and she was jailed. Then almost a year later, on June 5th, 1893, there was finally a trial. No, this is kind of weird because they basically beheaded Abby and Andrew and used their heads as evidence in the trial. So their actual heads were in the courtroom. And when Lizzie saw that, reports are that she fainted. Do they do that? Do they still do that? I know it was in the 1800s, but is that a thing now? Somebody let me know. So remember I told you that Fall River was a place that nothing really ever happened, right? Well, during this trial, another axe murder happened. And I think this is what swayed the jurors' mind, because after an hour and a half of deliberation, they acquitted Lizzie. So she was found not guilty and all charges were dropped. What? There were no other suspects, mind you, and there's still no other subjects. So nobody else was ever charged for this. So apparently, some people think Lizzie did not do it, but I think the majority of us think she did it. I think she did it. What do you guys think? Because I mean, the only doubt that came to my mind whether she did it or not was the other axe murders afterwards. Because before I found out about that part, like, there was absolutely no doubt in my mind that she did it. I'm still like 95% sure that she did it, but the other axe murders that she clearly didn't do, that kind of put a little bit of doubt. But the way how she acted while she was being questioned, the destroying of evidence, she just looked like she did. She had motive. I mean, she wanted her father's money basically, because I mean, why else would you be mad that he was giving his wife money? Why would you care that he's spending on his wife? I mean, you're 32, get yourself a man and move out like everybody else back in those days. I mean, like, Lizzie girl. But anyways, she got off, and I think she did it. Surprisingly, Lizzie continued to live in Fall River, Massachusetts until she died. But she got a hell of a backlash because, like I said, almost everybody believed that she killed her parents. She died June 1st, 1927. She died at the age 66 of pneumonia. Okay, Lizzie girl. Okay, Lizzie girl. You can actually visit the Borden's house. You can take photos in the chair that Andrew Borden died in. It's a 90-minute tour. I haven't heard any reports that the house is actually haunted, So I don't see why it would be an attraction. Like yeah, visit a haunted house, because I mean something is likely to happen, but I don't see anything interesting about, you know, that house apart from what happened. But that was years ago. Like there are not even any bloodstains or anything. I think I'm weird, because why would I want to see bloodstains? Anyways, tell me what you think. Do you think Lizzie Borden did it? If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, because I post videos every single week, and I will see you in the next one.